Hello everybody, good day, good morning, good evening, wherever you're at. Thank you so much for joining me today. Welcome to MT Guitar. So, I have a 4-hour solo gig tomorrow. I'll get more into that as we go, and what that is, and what I'll be doing. But I have a lot of work to do in order to feel comfortable. You know, I've done this kind of thing in the past, but to be honest, it's been a while. So I thought, you know, I was going to be practicing a lot today, and I figured I would share some of that with you, just so you can get an idea of what it's like to prepare for a gig, and especially what it's like to prepare for a solo gig, because the demands of it are a little bit different than, say, playing with a band, right? So I'm happy to have a sort of a discussion about that and give you a little bit of insight into what it's like. But to be honest, if that's okay with everybody, if it's okay with everybody, I'd like to mostly play and get these songs kind of dusted off a little bit. So hopefully that's okay. Hopefully you'll enjoy just listening. And I'll talk about my setup as we go as well, because that's important, right? Knowing what to bring to a gig. So I'll be playing my Taylor, and I'll talk about my gear that I'm bringing. I'm bringing a few other things like a PA speaker, a preamp, and a looper pedal. So I'm just going to play some songs here. And this is going to be an instrumental gig, right? So I'm going to be playing 4 hours without singing, which is new for me. I'm usually, you know, I'm a singer, and when I played a restaurant gig for 3 hours once every 2 weeks for years. So, you know, I switched off with a wonderful musician in Northern California, where I'm from, and I would do a similar setup with acoustic guitar and a looper, but I would sing. So this is going to be sort of a challenge, because to play instrumentally without singing for 4 hours is a lot of guitar, right? Which is great. Why don't I play a Norah Jones song? Again, I'll do this instrumentally, and we'll see how this sounds. You'll probably recognize this song. Let's tune up a little bit. I hope everyone's doing well. Feel free to say hi. And we'll talk about things as we go, about, you know, what kind of gig this is, and also how to prepare for gigs for your own gigs. All right? recognize that? Yeah. I don't know why. How's the sound out there? So, why don't I talk through this a little bit? First off, what song is this? It's Don't Know Why by Norah Jones. Hey Ruchi, good to see you. Thanks a lot, appreciate that. Hey Matt, good to see you, thank you. So I would play the chord melody. And then I would open it up for solos. Because we got a lot of time to fill in 4 hours. So I'm just going to start doing that now. If I wanted to do a loop, I could. Give my hands a rest here. Let's do that. Here we go. Let's just loop that for now. I'd probably loop more at the show, but try to condense things for you here. So now I've got the chords going, and that's really helpful for a solo gig. So this will be fun tomorrow. It's a brunch gig. So my buddy, who's another guitarist in town, he has this brunch gig, which is a really great thing. 4 hours, and he asked me to sub, and I can just barely do it because I do have a gig tomorrow night, but it'll work out time-wise. So 9:30 to 1:30, and it's background music. Okay, background music gets a bad reputation, right? Oh, it's background music. I actually really enjoy. Um, I actually enjoy doing background music. Um, you know, it's. I mean, there's no feeling that compares when people are really focused on your music and you're performing, and they're glued in and they're watching. So, not to say that there's anything better than that, because I think that's the best, right? But I am totally fine with playing background music. I've done it for most of my music career. I did it in restaurants. No one claps at the end. That's fine, right? I've also played for parties and weddings where it's not necessarily people focusing on it, but you're just kind of playing for the occasion. And people are having a nice time having brunch, and they're talking with their families. So I just want to dispel the notion that every musician hates being a background musical player. I think it's okay. All right. Hello, Julia. Yeah, good to see you. Thanks. Yeah, I thought this was a fun idea. So, point is, instrumentally, we have some time to fill if you're playing a 4-hour gig. So I've got a list of about almost too many, right? But I'll show you a couple lists here, and just kind of let you glimpse into the process I'm going through. Not to say everyone would have the same process, but I have a list of jazz standards. It's a page and a half long, single space, font 12, right? So you won't be able to see this very clearly, but these are some songs that I pretty much could play with a little bit of refresher. I know you can't really see that, of course. Take the A Train, Bluesette, Billy's Bounce, Blue Bossa, Summertime, It Could Happen to You, Tune Up, Autumn Leaves, Straight No Chaser, Black Orpheus, Sugar, blah blah blah. Someday My Prince Will Come, Honeysuckle Rose, on and on. All right. Then I've got a list of pop, rock, folk covers. Life by the Drop, Bartender's Blues, I Will, It Won't Be Long, Don't Think Twice, It's All Right, Little Wing, Layla, Fire and Rain, Gone to Carolina, Something, Early Morning Rain, Higher Love, No Reply, Take It Easy, etc. Okay. Now I have a lot more, but I just quickly wrote those down. Then I've got a list of my tunes, right? Because I can play my tunes instrumentally. Wash Away, Throw It Away Blues, Call My Name, No Way Out, You Can Believe, No More Time to Think, Adam and Eve, Gonna Happen Again, Help Me Out, Grateful I'm Alive. All right. So that will be 3 lists that I'll be drawing on. Now, if I run out of ideas, I might throw this in my backpack as well. All right. These are like about 24 set lists from gigs in the past that I've kept around. Some of them have been jazz gigs, some of them have been original gigs where I'm playing my original music, some of them have been straight cover gigs, but a lot of them are solo shows. So it's nice to have that handy. Because for 4 hours I'm not going to really write out a set list, I'm just going to pick and choose. All right? Speaking of that, why don't I play some more? Let's do something a little less jazzy. I'm gonna try some Beatles. Probably should try some Beatles because I really think that playing pop and rock in an instrumental way is very effective for a background solo kind of thing, because people are having a nice brunch, a nice meal, and they hear a song they know of, but there's no one singing really loudly, so it's kind of a nice thing. So as I'm blabbing on here, let me see if I can remember this song. I'm gonna do. I think I've played this on the kora, but not really the guitar lately, so this should be fun. Okay. All right, make sure to hit the thumbs up. I appreciate it, and say hello. And hello to those who have already said hello: Ruchi, Matt, and Julia. Thanks. So let's see here. You know what? I got to clear this loop first. There we go. Okay. just messing around with it while the song keeps going. You don't always have to play the melody. You can just strum some chords. That's the joy of background. No one really cares. Okay, here's the bridge. Take a little solo. Right. So what's happening there is, well, I mean, it's probably quite clear, right? But the form of the song, meaning the verse and chorus, is happening regardless of what I'm doing, which is something that really was kind of a mind-blown moment for me, a big awakening, because when we first learn guitar or songs, we think, this is how it has to be. You have to strum like this. You have to play these chords in this position, and then you start to realize that there's thousands of ways of playing the chords. There's thousands of strumming patterns. There's thousands of melodies that can go on top of that, and besides the melody of the song, you can also just take a solo, right? And if the song is going on in the background, you're free to do that. Now, probably the first way that I found that out, and that maybe some of you have, is through using a backing track or a looper pedal, right? And as you do it, then you know that you're looping da 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 da. You're looping, say, strumming, and then and then you're maybe taking a solo or doing some triads. But you can actually, so that's the first step. Then if you take away the looper pedal, it's even more freeing in a way, because then you can basically just imagine that the song is happening no matter what you do. And I can do whatever I want as long as I know the chords are happening in this time frame. I saw the light. It's really fun because nothing is incorrect as long as the song is happening. So there's that little piece of insight into how I'm thinking about that for you. Let's keep going. It's fun to do the pop and rock songs. We can do more of that. I was thinking this would be fun. Why don't I do this? One of my private students was mentioning how he was listening to a lot of Eric Clapton Unplugged, which came out in 1992, and it really is a groundbreaking album, kind of a comeback album for Eric Clapton. Although, what am I saying? He was huge in the 80s as well, but it was a really great time for him. He had also recently released Journeyman around that time. So this Unplugged album was a big influence on me, and Layla Acoustic was a big one, and a few others he did on that album. So, oh yeah, he did Change the World around that time as well. So anyway, let's try Layla without singing, which will be a little tricky, but I'm not sure if I should do this with a pick or fingers. So I'm gonna put the pick in between my two fingers here and start finger style. All right, maybe we'll do a little looping on this one. Hopefully you're in the mood for some music and not too much talking. So I'll kind of try not to blab on, and you can enjoy your Friday. could use a loop, so let's do that. Want a little break while people eating their brunch, you just put the looper on and hey, how's it going? You know? Work on your blues licks. Play the melody just by itself. I'd probably keep going to kill time. It's gonna be a lot of time, but for now I'll keep it brief. But I'd probably play that for 7 or 8 minutes. It's like, why not, right? Until people can't stand it anymore and they give me dirty looks. Well, how's everyone doing? Have you guys been enjoying the content lately? Did a couple John Mayer lessons. I was really inspired by that song, and obviously John was going for some sort of throwback to the 80s, right? And then the solo was just so tasteful, so I figured it's been a while since I did a solo transcription. So, and the Hotel California solo I did is doing pretty well, so I figured, yeah, let's do some solos. People seem to like them. All right, thanks, Ruchi. George is asking, could this be a lesson? Yeah, it could be. I mean, probably less so than some of my others, but this could be a lesson in how to practically prepare for a gig, and also to imagine what it's like to prepare for a long solo gig. How would you do that? It's not necessarily a lesson on guitar things in particular, more about the practical nature of being a gigging musician. So more of a live practice session, if you will. But I'm happy to make it a lesson if you have questions that I can answer. So yeah, and then the live stream the other day on Intro to Jazz Basics went really well, I thought, and people were really engaged with that material. So I'm thinking of doing more jazz, and on my Patreon I posted some things, and I wrote on there that I'll be doing a full lesson on Autumn Leaves. Because it's a great beginner. This isn't beginner, but you could do it in a beginner way. I'll be doing this tomorrow. One sec. Sorry. 2, 2, 3, 4. 1. Sorry, I'm trying to loop this. you better believe that I'll be milking that song. Devin, can you do a yes? Oh yes, I have Ghost by Gilmore. Good, good, good recommendation. Good request. I was looking for that word. Go ahead and comment that on any Pink Floyd lesson, because when I get a comment, I have this system where I'm able to put the request into my list. If you do it now, I'll say cool, and then I'll forget to do it later. So could you do that, Devin? I'd love to do some Gilmore solo stuff. I know we have a lot of Pink Floyd fans, and I've done some of the Pink Floyd Friday stuff, and that's been a lot of fun. So hopefully this is enjoyable for you, just to hang out and have some relaxing guitar. That's my goal. I have 3 gigs this weekend, and 2 of them are with bands that I rehearse with quite often and that I gig with quite often, so I'm not really worried about those. Always good to warm up and practice, but and hopefully they're not watching this and getting mad that I said that. But for a solo gig, I always feel like I really got to step it up. And so today and tonight, I'm going to be running through a lot of tunes. Speaking of, let's keep it more on the rock and pop side for now, kind of switch off between the jazz and this. And feel free to leave more questions and say hello. Okay, so let's try a little bit of Toto. Let's tune up and then do that. This is fun. It's fun to practice with people around. Hopefully it's not too boring for you. It's a beautiful day out here in Colorado. Probably going to take a long walk after this and then eat a big lunch and then get back to work. So let's try this. Go ahead and say the name of the song and the artist when you recognize it. See who wins. Let's do it with my fingers. Good, Devin. And good, Julia. I think Julia got the prize there. Devin at 2nd place. Sorry, I'm messing up as I'm talking. The hard part. And everyone's going to recognize this song and say, why isn't he playing it perfectly? Part where you just mess around. Nothing wrong with just strumming chords when you're doing background music. Let's just loop that. Sorry. my favorite things about gigs is how much better you get when you prepare for them. That's one thing I tell my students, is that you'll get better. A lot of times you don't play as well as you'd like to at the gig itself. Just a fact of life. The nerves kind of get in the way of the fingers sometimes. And then, you're dealing with so many social things around you. But it's preparing for the gig where I find sometimes the most improvement in my playing. All right. Good. Yeah, so good job, Julia and Devin, on that. Yeah, so thanks, Julia. She says she loves my video where I'm playing it sitting in nature. Yeah, that's on my other channel. You can find it in the description below. I think that channel is called Mitchell Thomas. And it's Mitchell Thomas, is my artist name when I'm releasing music. So I did 5 videos in nature where I did a couple covers and originals, and one of them was Africa by Toto, with a flamenco guitar and my African kora. I'm a big world music guy as well. So thanks for that, Julia. House of the Rising Sun, sure. Would I do it? Yeah, absolutely. All right. Well, thanks everybody for watching. Remember to subscribe, all right, and to hit that thumbs up. We're at 12. Let's get to 20. It'd be pretty awesome to get to 20 during a stream. Trying to keep the content coming for you all. House of the Rising Sun. I like to do this with my fingers. I should do this tomorrow. Good idea, Ruchi. I would do that for a while. I might throw a loop on, depending on how I feel. I hope I'm making it clear how flexible these solo gigs are. I played the melody kind of strictly at the beginning, just like jazz, in an instrumental setting. Then you would open it up for solos, or you see those piano players at restaurants and stuff. They'll play the song as we know it in our ear with the melody, and then they'll start riffing around and messing around. Now, George asked earlier, could this be a lesson? And I guess I'll try to throw in little things for you to do as we go. One thing you could do is do this in your own practice. Have a song and imagine you have to fill up a lot of time. And if you play every song as it's at the radio cut, you're going to have 3-minute songs, and before you know it, you've played an hour, but you've had to play through 20 songs, right? So as an instrumentalist who's gigging, you would probably want to play like 10 songs for 5 or 6 minutes each. Just a matter of practicality. So that's my point. Is a little homework for you is to take a couple songs you know really well, play it strictly, meaning the right way you know how to do it, and then play the melody by itself, then play the chords by themselves, maybe play the chords in a different position, maybe try to take a solo over it, maybe throw a looper on, and so extend the songs you know so that you can now riff off of the songs. My kora teacher in West Africa, which my kora is upstairs right now, but he told me, I mean, so many great things, but one of the things I remember is, when I teach you one song, it's teaching you 10 songs. And I think I knew what he meant even then, especially now, but even then, because, you know, he would say, you know, you can come up with all these variations, and you can create your own, you know. And really, the only time we want to stick exactly note for note to something is classical music, and then it's more about how you express these notes that were written down. But if they're not written down, if it's a song with a chord progression and a melody, we can play with it. And you can even play with classical music, but that's not traditionally what's done. So point is you can mess around with these notes, find your own things, and therefore you can perform and put your spin on it. And that's kind of what I'll be doing. How long have we been here? 43 minutes. Perfect. Play some more jazz. Let's do some jazz. Blue bossa. Actually, let's do Sunday My Prince Will Come, a little 3/4. Takes me a second to remember the song, okay? Can you still hear the song? There was that missing chord. Let's loop it. That's the first A. Cool. Thanks for joining once again. Thanks for being here, hanging out, doing a little live rehearsal. And hopefully this is enjoyable for you. And let me talk about my gear. So I'm going to bring my Taylor 714 CE. It's got a pickup, nice pickup. And what I'll bring is a preamp. Okay, I have a alpha acoustic preamp, and what I like about it is the reverb. It's got a really nice reverb, and you know, it's works for me because my PA doesn't have reverb. So you need reverb. I think you do at least. Certain styles maybe it's not as appropriate, but for background music it's kind of nice. So I'm bringing that. I'm also bringing a Ditto TC Electronics looper pedal. Okay, TC Electronic Ditto. I like it that it's small. It's not the most. It's not the most fancy looper for sure. It really doesn't have much besides the fact of it just loops whatever you stomp on, start and stop. And then I'm also bringing a PowerWorks PA, very simple, small, two very small speakers in it, and you know it gets quite loud, right? I mean, these speakers nowadays pack a big punch with not much size. So it works for me. It's nice and clean. It has some EQ. It has 2 channels. I only need 1 because I'm not singing. But yeah, it's awesome. So I'll be bringing that, very small. You know, it's like this big and this wide. I'll bring my a little backpack with my 2 1/4-inch cables. I could go XLR out, but probably just go a 1/4-inch because I'm going into the looper after the preamp. Excuse me. And then I'll be bringing the looper pedal and just a backpack. So a backpack, a guitar, and a guitar stand, and that speaker. And I don't need a speaker stand because they have a little asphalt lift area where I can place it there. So I'll bring a bunch of pieces of paper with a bunch of songs on it. Let me do a Pat Metheny tune. Do you guys like Pat Metheny? Okay, so this is called James by Pat Metheny. I'm going to skip the intro because I need to brush that up later. Well, let's see. Yeah. Isn't this great song? If I play right. That's the hard part. There we go. That's why you practice. Now the fun part. Mess around. People like finger picking, so I'll probably do that. All right, we got some Russian comments here. My girlfriend speaks fluent Russian. I do not, so I'm going to try to translate that later because I'm interested in what you have to say. Thanks for your comment. Sorry, I can't understand it just yet. We've got a comment here. Can we sing with normal guitar amps like Boss Katana? Okay. I wouldn't. Yeah, I mean, they used to do that because out of necessity, where they would sing out of a guitar amp. It's just not going to sound as great. The voice is something that needs a lot of clarity. The guitar, especially electric guitar, wants dirt, right? Wants a little bit of breakup, and that's what we love, right? But with voice, we don't want that, unless certain styles call for that. But no, I would really get a PA. They're quite inexpensive and affordable at the lower level. PowerWorks. I'm not sponsored by them, but I own one of their speakers and I like it. And the voice sounds nice and clear. You're asking about acoustic. Now, acoustic, that is a little more acceptable, in my opinion, audio-wise, to have an acoustic in an electric amp. Not ideal, but it's actually not as bad as people would expect. It's actually works a little bit. Again, you're better off putting an acoustic guitar through a PA or an acoustic amp. But you can try it through an electric amp, and sometimes you can get away with it. All right, so that was nice. I enjoyed playing that. Hopefully you're enjoying that. Let's do some Elton John. Yeah, I remember when I played a wedding gig. A restaurant gig for years, 3 hours a week, or 3 hours every other week. I would play this song quite often. All right, and it's a fingerstyle one for sure. I'm probably going to put the wrong capo on. I have a lesson for this, but sometimes I always forget the concert key, so I just do it in whatever key makes sense. All right, and I probably won't play the exact arrangement for my lesson. Guilty. All right, I just forgot exactly all the notes, but. That thumbs up if you don't mind. I appreciate it. What song is this? Did I already say? Good, Julia. That's right. this is helpful for me. I appreciate you allowing me to just kind of practice and prepare in front of you. It's actually more helpful than if I would just do it by myself. So thank you for sticking around and being here. I haven't done any originals. I will be doing some tomorrow. I could do one now. We'll probably wrap it up. I don't want to, take all of your day up here. Yeah, we're already at an hour. Maybe I should wrap it up now. Probably wrap it up now then, because I usually feel a little bit like an hour's the sort of the limit. So, like I said, I'm pumped. I haven't played a solo gig in a long time. As we all know, things are opening up. Gigs are opening up for musicians. I've been playing more gigs this last month or two than I have in a while. So I'm pumped up and happy to play. And like I said, I kind of mentioned earlier, I'm happy to play background music while people enjoy eating their brunch, having their mimosas, and sitting with friends and family. So this was fun. I wanted to share this with you. I'll be practicing a little more tonight, but I think this was really helpful for me. I'm going to go out and enjoy the day. Go ahead and subscribe and check out that Patreon. As always, I appreciate it. And remember to just have fun playing guitar. That's something I believe in is important, right? So if you're getting overwhelmed with certain things you're trying to improve on, just go back to having fun. Get started with that in your practice session, and then when you have the motivation, you can always work on some exercises or new songs. Oh, Julia wants an original. Well, do you guys want an original real quick before I go? Okay. Faked you out. All right, we'll do one more original. Thanks for requesting that. I was going to play. Well, in the tradition of being instrumental, let me just play one of my songs that I would usually sing, but I'll play it instrumentally. This is an unreleased song called Where I'm Going Now. Actually, yeah, that's good. We'll do Where I'm Going Now. Thanks for requesting. All right, here we go. Yeah, Dawn, I will. I have the exercise playlist. Check that out. Fingerstyle solo. Sorry. It's a great thing about your originals, there's no wrong note because you wrote it. That was fun. Good. All right, thanks, Julia. I really appreciate it. And Julia is such a great supporter of the channel and a patron as well. So a lot of thanks to you very much, and to everyone else as well. Thank you. All right, Dawn. Yeah, yeah. Like I said, we'll do some more practicing drills. Check out those exercises playlist. Were you originally a classical student? You know, I did major in classical composition, and I almost majored in classical guitar, but I switched to a double major in composition and then jazz studies. So I had a lot of jazz combo experience. But I was also in the guitar quartet, guitar ensemble, and the guitar quartet, which was the top 4 guitarists. Even though I wasn't a classical guitar major, I was very excited about classical guitar. So yeah, I would say I was one of the few that did both jazz and classical in undergrad, in college. All right. Since I don't have the chance to go to your gigs, it's great if you're playing on mic. Oh, thanks, Julia. Yeah. Hopefully someday I'll come, and you can see me live as well. I'd like to travel all around the world eventually and play more. Thanks, Don. All right, thanks everybody, and this has been great. And I'm just thrilled that I can practice, and you guys are, you know, a little bit entertained and feeling like it's helpful for you. So thanks again. Remember to enjoy practicing and playing, and have a wonderful weekend. And thanks, Don. I really appreciate that and all your comments lately. So go check out some more of my videos and make an assignment or two for yourself. Figure out a couple things to work on. Always makes me feel better when I've got some things to learn. So hopefully the same for you. Good to see you all. Take care. We'll see you next lesson. Bye.